Hello and namaste. Welcome to the Good Side podcast. We are back with a brand new series profiling changemakers and trendsetters who've set an example of excellence. From innovative thinkers to passionate activists, join us as we uncover the journeys, triumphs, and impact of those who are making a difference in the social development sector. We talk a lot about the digital divide in India, but how access to quality education, tech, and opportunity still depends so much on where you are born. But what we don't talk about enough are the people and organizations quietly working at the grassroots, bridging that gap. Today's episode is a deep dive into that work, the kind that doesn't just change CVs, but changes confidence, changes communities. We're talking about digital buses that bring classrooms to doorsteps, career centers that don't just train but place young people into jobs, and programs where women who have never touched a computer are learning to send emails, manage finances, and even start their businesses. At the heart of all this work is NIIT Foundation, a name you've probably heard if you have been around conversations on inclusive education and skill building in India. And joining us today on the podcast is someone who has seen this journey from the inside, Vikram Kumar, National Head Partnerships and Communications, NIIT Foundation. Vikram, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you, Shreya. Thank you for this opportunity.
Vikram, when we think of education and empowerment in underserved communities, there's often a gap, not just in access, but in opportunity, aspiration, and continuity. What are some of the early signals or stories that made an IIT Foundation realize that interventions in digital literacy and skill building could shift the course for an entire generation?
Yeah, basically, when we were setting up NIIT Foundation, we visited many places all across India. And what we found that there were many NGOs on the field. They are working in different domains and including education skilling as well. And when we visited those NGOs, what we found that they have computers, they have labs, they have other equipments, they have trainers also, but they don't know how to use it effectively. They were not having process methods in place. That's how we found that there is a big challenge, particularly in rural areas, that in spite of having computers and other resources available, they are not getting utilized in a proper manner. And on the other hand, NIT is known for their programs in IT, ITES sort of courses that we are running from last 20 years in that time, in 2004. So what we thought that why not to provide these programs in a very, very organized way to these beneficiaries and these NGO partners, and so that they will get skilled and also will get a livelihood opportunities in their respective areas. So that's how NIT Foundation started. Then later on, in couple of years, we started setting up centers as well. Those were skill center as well as career development center. Through these centers, we started providing career program and as well as skilling programs. So that's how it all started, and we got inspired year after year. And today, our presence is in all 28 states of India and including 3 union territories as well.
That's incredibly powerful, Vikram. It's so clear that it's not just about providing access, but about building ecosystems of belief and possibilities. And your examples, Vikram, shows how early exposure to digital tools can unlock a completely new narrative for young people, one where they see themselves not just as beneficiaries, but as active contributors to their futures. Vikram, the hole in the wall project changed how we look at learning through curiosity without teachers or textbooks. Could you take us behind the scenes? How did this idea first come alive, and what have you observed in the way children interact with interact?
So, hole in the wall is as old as NIIT Foundation actually, and all started with a research project, and hole in the wall is a brainchild of our chief scientist, Dr. Sugata Mitra. He was associated with NIIT and as a research project, and he actually wanted to do something with unsupervised learning and computers, right? And he thought of doing this in late 80s, but it all started in late 90s actually, when what we did that uh, um, our office here in Delhi is having a large slum adjacent to that. One of the boundary wall, it is a huge slum outside. What we did, we made a hole in that wall and put a computer outside, facing outside the slum. And after setting it up, and this was in 1999, and after setting up, after few hours, we started getting users for our computer, hole in the wall computer. And at that time, 1999 2000, computer was a big thing. It is not like we have today. And many of these children were not having access to computer at all, and computer, or for that matter, internet also. And when we set it up, children started browsing the internet. They started listening to the song all on their own. There were no one to supervise them, to train them, or to facilitate anything. There was only one instruction to our people, that there is no instruction to the student or the beneficiary. So that's how Hole in the Wall started. Hole in the Wall started that project, and then from that time it has been proven, and there are many papers written on this, and it has been seen that those children, those who are learning from this hole in the wall computer kiosk, are improving basically in their communication skills, computing skills, and comprehensions. So, and this project then replicated to all across world, starting from many Indian states, right? And then this is how Hole in the Wall started, and gone into the villages and rural areas of India, not only India, but the other countries of the world.
Such a fascinating reminder, Vikram, that children are natural learners when given the freedom and the tools. And placing a computer facing the slum without any instructions, without any expectations, I think sparked pure curiosity. Children began to explore, experiment, and innovate on their own, discovering how to use it for a range of purposes. And what stands out, Vikram, is how Hole in the Wall reframed the very idea of teaching from instruction to exploration. And in a country as diverse and resource strapped, I would say, as ours, that shift in mindset is not just innovative, it's really necessary. Vikram, virtual learning is often seen as a challenge in rural areas. Stable internet, limited devices, and distracted learners. Yet your virtual training centers have engaged over 88,000 students. What did it take to design a virtual education system that works in these contexts?
So, we all remember COVID, right? And basically, we always talk about COVID for negative things and the losses that we have because of that, right? But there are certain advantages also because of this COVID. So during that time only, NIT Foundation also, before COVID, we were having plans to go virtual or go fully online training delivery sort of thing we were planning. But COVID forced us to do that very, very aggressively, and at that time there were no option. We were all locked down in our home, and we also wanted to utilize this time, and we wanted our beneficiary or our student to learn and utilize this time as well. That's how virtual learning or training started in an IT foundation during that time. And with no time, we have also developed our learning management system quickly, because that was need of the hour. And you are very rightly said that it was not a very easy task to engage with the students through virtual training. But what we did since then, it evolved with time for sure. And a couple of things that I will talk about how we made this successful basically. So there is a very stringent process of selecting students for virtual training, right? We don't select all of them. We first check, we do a solid baseline that whether our candidate or student is going to have basic devices, right, with internet connection and all sort of things. Those things are required for virtual learning. And also we do counseling of these student as well as their parents as well, right? Sometimes what happened that there is only one device in the family, and usually that device is controlled by parents, basically father or grandfather sometimes. So we made sure that the device is available for our students as well. And because of these two things, baseline survey, and also the counseling of these student and their parents, we make this possible to implement not only in urban slums but rural areas as well. Currently, we have very robust system in terms of virtual learning. We have two virtual centers, which is in Delhi basically, and from these two centers we disseminate training to all across country.
Vikram, at a time like COVID, when loss echoed in every direction and uncertainty was the only constant, virtual learning emerged as an unlikely but powerful equalizer. And the way NIIT utilized that opportunity amidst chaos is truly commendable. It's inspiring to hear how NIIT tackled digital inequity, not with shortcuts, but with contextual design, I'll say. The success of your virtual centers really speaks volumes about what's possible when we meet communities where they are, not just with tech, but with trust, training, and tenacity. Vikram, now in a world where dropping out of school is often a forced decision due to poverty, early marriage, or migration, your programs claim to have brought dropout rates down by 7%. What goes behind that number, Vikram? How do you keep learners engaged week after week, especially in areas where education isn't always a priority?
Yeah, that was one of the challenges in this space, basically in this domain. Education is skilling domain, and there are several factors for the dropout of a candidate, and there are many genuine factors as well, right? Like you mentioned about migration, right, and early marriage. These are basically challenge in rural areas, remote areas for sure. But let me tell you again. With time, we improved upon our counseling part. Not only counseling to our students, but also to counsel their parents as well. So while after the mobilization part happens and we mobilize candidate, we call them at our center or wherever training locations are, and we call them along with their parents, and we do counseling because of the fact that they stay in the program, and not only stay in the program, but if it is a career program, they join the jobs also, right? because what happens in case of when parents are not convinced, it is very much possible that upon completion of the program, they may not allow their wards, their basically son or daughter, to go for a job, especially when job is located at a long distance, or let's say if the kind of environment that they are going to face, all sort of things are a huge concern for the parents. So we started doing counseling at the very very beginning, and to win the trust of the parents, and to convince them that the kind of jobs they are getting is very secure, especially in case of girl candidate basically. And we explain about the work environment, and during the training also we have a concept of industry visit, or let's say where our all our candidates visit real work environment to have hands-on experience, right? So these are the things which are obviously helping us to reduce the dropout. I would not say that we have completely will over that, but it is certainly reduced. And we have started these things from urban areas. Basically, we have many centers in urban slums, and now it is going to rural places. We have less dropout in rural in comparison to urban area. This is what we have seen. So it is very much important to implement this in uh, more holistic manner and more organized manner in urban areas, so that they stay with us and complete the program. And if it is a career program, they join for the job as well.
That 7%, Vikram, is not just a statistic. I look at it as a testament to sustained human engagement. And what's remarkable is your team's ability to nurture not just attendance, but aspiration, and making education feel relevant and resilient in the face of complex social pressures. Now, Vikram, cybersecurity is often thought of as a technical domain, but you've made it a part of your community awareness work. Why did this matter, and what shifts have you seen in how people, especially youth and women, think about online safety now?
Yeah. So cyber security is clearly need of the hour, right? The way we are progressing, and everything is going digital, going internet, on internet basically. Uh, in my opinion, or in anybody's opinion, everybody should learn about that. And while we are having programs like digital literacy or IT programs and making them aware about all those things, it is very important and very much needed that we should also make them aware about the uh, meaning the phishing kind of thing which is happening on the internet, or about the any mishappening they may face because of that. So cyber security program is one such program where we are not only teaching, not only making them aware about concept and techniques, but also making them aware about cyber attacks, for example. They're protecting their data and their privacy, right? And if I tell you very basic thing, for example, never share OTP with anyone, or never share your debit credit card information with anyone. All these things are becoming very very important to safeguard yourself of the fraud online, or maybe offline transactions as well. And I mean, offline transaction, when we scan the QR code and all sort of things are happening now. So this program is helping our beneficiaries, including women, youth, and everyone, to become aware, more and more aware, because the attackers, so called attackers, is also evolving. They are coming out with new things every day, meaning those things are evolving as well. So it is very important that we should continue with these kind of program to making our community awareness, making our community aware basically. And this cyber security program, I would like to mention here that it's not only getting delivered through our centers, but also we have 21 digital buses that we are running in 13 states now. And through these digital buses, the cyber security program is reaching out to remotest part of the country. So we are making them aware, all sort of beneficiaries. We are creating special batches for elderly people, women, special batches for women, and then youth and school children are already part of that. So this is how, meaning this is kind of program which is helping both women, youth, elderly people, and all the students and beneficiaries of NIIT Foundation.
This Vikram, digital empowerment, I think, can't be complete without digital safety. And by embedding cybersecurity program into communities for women, youth, and elderly, you are actually equipping them with confidence and control, which is where I think real empowerment begins. And cyber attackers, like you said, are constantly evolving, and so must those who use technology for better purposes. It's always a fight between good and evil, and we have to equip ourselves with every means possible to safeguard what truly matters. Vikram, thank you so much for joining us today. It was truly a pleasure to dive into these conversations.
Thank you so much, Shreya, for the opportunity, and looking forward to it.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of the Good Side Podcast. If you or your organization are dedicated to driving positive social change, we want to hear from you. Reach out to us at The Good Site by emailing us at contact@thegoodsite.org with a brief description of your work and achievements, or give us a call at 9696 39931. Together, let's continue to amplify the voices of those shaping a brighter future for all. Until next